Alright, so today I'm going to do a operation video on the Garanti 2 kg gas roaster. So this is the roaster. We'll just have a little look at the parts of the roaster. This is the hopper, where you're going to put your beans in here. This is the lever that you will open and close this to release your beans. So this is how it works. This is the closed and this is the open. This is the trial that you can view your beans here. Go back in. This is the sampling window. You can see the beans roasting here. And this is the door where you release the beans later on when it's done. It's the cooling pan that turns. Then you release your coffees into something over here. Your colander or a bowl or something. Alright, so this is how it works for this. Okay. Some of these parts may need to be oiled. Okay, so that it works a bit better, smoother when you run it. Over here, this is the shaft collector. This is the exhaust that leads outside. Alright, and this is the connector that did not come with the machine. So we will provide this connector with the machine when we ship it out. Also, this is the shaft collector that can be disconnected. You can take these out so you can clean the shaft, this entire cyclone. This is where the shaft will settle. So you open this door here and you see that some shaft over here. So what we want to do before we roast is that we will pour some water, about 2 cm or an inch, using a pitcher or something. Just pour some cold water in here, or regular room temperature water, as long as it's not too hot. Just pour some water over here. This will help the shaft settle into the water. The water helps to keep the shaft down and also prevent any chances of your shaft fire from happening. So that's a safety precaution. What I like to do actually is that every 3 runs, I would let the machine cool down and check how much shaft I have in here and clear out as much shaft as I can possibly. This helps the cooling to be a lot better. When there's less shaft, it's a better cooling effect for the roaster. It also prevents any chances of shaft fire. So usually when I have coffees that have more shaft, like the natural coffees, honey, or the pulp natural coffees, and my batch sizes are bigger, I would try to clear it at 3 batches. Or sometimes if I know that this coffee has a lot of shaft, I would clear it at 2 batches even. The last thing you want is to have to catch fire over here and then ruin the machine. So this machine has never caught fire before. It's all very clean. We always clear it out after 3 to 4 batches. We clean out all the shaft after 4 batches, and we will vacuum the machine. So another thing is that the shaft can also collect over here. This is the gas area. You'll see the gas light up over here later on. Some shaft will collect here as well. So you just want to do some vacuuming here, cleaning. It's just for safety reasons. You can secure this with the screws, or you can just leave it open. I like to leave it open so that I can clear it a lot easier after my roast. Okay, this is another one. You can also open this door and try to vacuum as much as possible. Not much shaft will be collected here depending on your batch size, your type of coffee, the way you're roasting. But I would like to just give it a vacuum after every 3 to 4 batches, 4 runs of roasting that I do. Also, this is another shaft collector over here. So you see some shaft over here. This is how it collects here. We also vacuum this up every 3 to 4 batches. Right, so you can just take it out and throw it. You don't have to put water over here. You can just vacuum it. It's very simple to clean. Okay, so this is the fan control. You can turn it on or you can turn it off. Basically closed or open. Just turn this knob here. This is for the pan. You can see the shaft collection here. So we also want to vacuum this shaft out of the roaster. This is the shaft that is being taken from the top here. After you release the coffees, the cooling effect would draw some of this shaft down over here. So we want to vacuum this as well. Right, so just a very basic operation guide on how to use the machine. This is the power supply that is supplied with the Garanti. We just added adapter so that it fits to our socket. This is a 13 amp power. So we have this running to the back of the roaster. So I'll show you. Okay, so that's the same tube. This is the one that runs over here. Let's see if you can see this. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so I'm just trying to block this. Okay, so this is the tube and it connects to this. Alright, and we'll come over the side. This is the back of the roaster. This is our gas. We're using the LPG. This machine is configured for LPG gas cylinders, or just LPG to a outside or piped in source. It has to be LPG gas. LPG, which is a liquid petroleum gas, LPG. So this is connected to this tube which your gas company should supply you with, and it comes to this valve here. So it's being connected over this side here. Alright, and this is the fan and the motor area. So, right, you can also try to clean around here. There's a door that is supplied with it. You can leave it open or closed, it's up to you. It's easier to maintain when you have it open, but it's up to you if you want to close it as well. The stand doesn't come with the machine, but you can just put it on, you can put the machine on any very steady table, steady and sturdy table, level table that can take the weight and heat of the machine. This is the back of the machine. It's pretty much the control panel. So I'm going to go back to the front and just show you how to turn on the machine. Alright, so we turn this switch on. The light is blinking here, so we just make sure this is connected, turn on. Alright, we come over here. So this is the control panel or console or board of the roaster. For this model, we actually asked Garanti to do a custom for us. So we wanted to have both the PLC system, which is a profile logging control system, and also the electric control panel. We wanted to make it extra safe for us when we're roasting, so that in case of any sudden power outages or anything at all, we can just switch over to this electric control panel to make it easier for us to roast if anything happens. But nothing has ever happened, so we never actually needed to roast on the electric control panel. This is the lamp control turn on and off, which you can see the lamp is here. Okay, so what else do we have? We have an emergency stop button. If anything goes wrong, you can just hit the emergency and then the machine will stop. That's if you have any fires or anything, which hopefully that would never happen. It's never happened before here, so it's been a very reliable working machine. It's got the Ethernet port here. Alright, so that's turned on already. The main power is turned on. This is the power for this console. It switches on this console board. So we're just going to turn it to the right, and you'll see that the lamp comes on. The lamp is the indicator that this is switched on. And we'll come over here and we'll just turn it to the PLC system. So we turn it to the right again, to the PLC system, and the light comes on here. And you can see how you're going to be roasting using this interface here. Okay, so you can see the total roasting time here, This is just a safety precaution if you are locked out of or you go somewhere and something happens, and it will just stop at 25. They're very simple things you can print. You can the basic things are all here. So what we normally use is just heat on, you start your timer, drum start, cooling pan start, cooling fan start, and the alarms is if something comes on, the alarm comes on, that means something is going wrong, like maybe your heat is too low or it shut off by itself and you need to check it, then this will come on. So we try not to press that unless, especially during the roast, we do not want to press anything because that will override the system. Just leave it to work as is. Alright, so we're going to start this machine up. So what we need to do is we need to have the gas started, and you can see here that this little knob here, this is how I get the pilot flame to start. You can see the flame, actually you can see that the gas cylinder, its tube is connected all the way up here, so over here, right to the gas valve here, over here. And this is the pilot. So it's going to take me a little while to start this because I haven't started the roaster in a bit, but if you have been roasting every day, that's a good amount of gas going through. It should be quite fast, or you're doing it in between roasts, it should be quite fast to start up again. So what we're going to do is going to have a look at this. This is where the flames will be at later on when we start up the machine. This is the door. So we'll just leave it open so that we can have a better look into this machine and the flames. Alright, so I actually need 2 hands for this, so I'm just going to try my best here to show you how I turn this on. So right now, this knob is at the furthest right, so it's facing where my finger is pointing, it's facing right. I can turn it by pushing this in a little bit. So I'm going to push it in just a little bit, and I can turn it up. Now it's at this pointing to the 12 o'clock mark where my finger is also pointing upwards. You can see there's a groove here. So this groove here indicates that it's pointing up. You can also see this yellow markings here. Alright, so this groove is pointing up, and this is how we start our pilot fire, pilot flame actually. So once this flame is stable, we will then push it in again and turn it to the 9 o'clock position. So this groove here is pointing to the 9 o'clock position, or where my finger is pointing right now. Okay, so this is when this is only done after the pilot flame is stable. We'll just stabilize this on the pilot flame by turning this all the way to the 9 o'clock position. Alright, so now we're going to reset this back to the 3 o'clock position, to the right. Okay, and then we're going to turn this to the 12 o'clock position for the pilot flame. At the same time, I'm going to turn on my drum. Alright, so you can hear the drum. It's spinning. And what I'm going to do right now is I am going to press this or push this in and start the pilot flame. What you will hear is a tick, 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 tick sound. This is the way the gas starts. Okay. So I'm just going to push it in. You hear the sound? Okay, you see the pilot flame has already been started. At this point, I will turn it to push it out a little bit. Okay, the pilot flame is stable here. So I'm going to push it out to my 9 o'clock position, but not all the way. If I lift my finger from the knob, it's going to release everything. So I'm just going to push it out, pull it out halfway, and then when you find that you can turn it to the left, you turn it to your left, all the way to your 9 o'clock position, and the pilot flame should be stable. Alright, so at this point, we can turn on our heat, and we do that by pressing this button, the heat on button. So now it's turned on already. You can see that the flame has started. I'm going to do it one more time. I'll just show you. I'm going to turn off the heat now. Okay, I'm just going to turn off the heat, and I'm going to turn on the heat now. Okay. Right, so all the flames are ignited, and we can now see that the temperature has risen to 29 degrees Celsius from 26 degrees Celsius earlier. So for your own safety, you just close this up. Right, so now the drum is going to keep heating until it reaches your set temperature of 230. It doesn't mean that you have to wait until it's 230 to put your beans into the hopper or into the drum. You can do that anytime. The 230 set temperature is just the highest temperature that you set it to reach. So the temperature is rising steadily right now. We can also start to roast if we want to. You turn on the cooling fan at the same time. That's your own preference if you want to or not. I would like to do it. Alright, so this is how we get the roaster to start. Okay. So you can see that the roaster is operating now. You can just have a look here. The flames are here as well.